Good evening. It's John Flynn and Andy Pritchard. Go by Andy with my friends, friend or foe. Yeah. Andrew, if you're a foe. I just wanted to update you a little bit in terms of my case and some things that have occurred on August 29th of this year. My house was raided and seized. It's 3.5 to
for no payment.
No, seized, no payment. Okay, that's obviously a constitutional violation. As a matter of fact, currently that is treason because we are at war. We're at a war on terrorism and versus at a war of COVID, as per presidential executive orders and decrees that have been signed on by both Biden and Trump. So it doesn't matter what political party you're involved with. The reason I want to let you know that is because in my case, I was charged with a criminal trespass, illegally charged, which is fraud upon the court, and there's some other ancillary things that have occurred in my case. However, I would like people to, if they have been following my case, they can look at my civil docket and you will see a complaint at the very end. It's in there under a complaint, but it's a writ of habeas corpus and is something that cannot be ignored by the court and has to be addressed immediately. It basically is a format by which you can bring forward violations of your constitutional rights. It's also something that immediately cuts through everything. My habeas corpus is for treason by the judges and all the other complicit participants. They have illegally seized my home at a time of war. There has been no payment, and I wanted to make people aware of this. Now, what's so important about this, a habeas corpus is something that, like you see in the movies where the guy's on death row and somebody files it at the last minute and the governor takes a look at it and then stops the execution. It's that level of importance. The reason I'm telling you that is today I had an experience with the criminal clerk. Her name's Monica Flanagan. Monica Flanagan, it turns out on October 14th I filed my habeas corpus, and it was to eliminate my criminal trespass, because basically it's a joke, the charge that was put on against me, because all the facts show that I own the property because I own it outright. They conveniently lost my habeas corpus in my court file. They couldn't find it. So I went and I then said, well, I also filed one in terms of my son, and I also filed one in terms of the civil. And guess what? They went back and, guess what? They found it. Now, what's so interesting is I had a hearing on October 31st, and I couldn't figure out why the habeas hadn't been brought up by the judge in any way. And I thought about mentioning it, but I said, you know what? This looks like another one of their little corrupt stunts. So I left it alone, and sure enough, I found out that it accidentally didn't make it into my file. Now, here's the best part. I said to the assistant clerk, Monica Flanagan, I said I need to have this put on the court docket immediately or as soon as possible. Now, keep in mind, this is something where you should go in front of a judge immediately. And anyone can file a habeas corpus.
Where's the stamp?
At any time. You can see right here, I mean, if anyone can take a close look, you can see it was even time-stamped on the 14th there. And there's another one where it's time-stamped on the 14th. And just to make sure there weren't any games with the clerks, the criminal clerks, I filed it also in my civil case electronically back at my office. What's amazing is, as I had this debate with the criminal clerk, Monica Flanagan, she then called the marshals to come because she was upset. And I was nothing but a gentleman. When the marshals arrived, I said, good, I'm glad you're here. I know that you work for me also, and I need you as a witness to the fact that the clerk is not going to file and put on the court docket my habeas corpus, which is is a requirement, a constitutional requirement, that I have the right to go before a judge immediately with such a thing. And they, of course, then went, oh, no, we don't want any part of it, and ran away again.
Tell them what happened at court the other day.
Oh, well.
It's really,
yeah, well,
it's incredible.
When I went to court on October 31st, Monday, October 31st, I was there for criminal trespass, first degree, which does have a penalty all the way up to a year in jail. I went before, I met with the state attorney. The state attorney offered me a deal of criminal trespass, or criminal trespass of lesser misdemeanor, criminal trespass, with a $200 fine. I said, no, I cannot accept that.
That would be an acceptance.
Of guilt.
Yeah.
Of guilt.
Which it can't be.
I could not possibly do. It's my property. So I said, you got to do something better. So then the state attorney came back and said, okay, well, we can do $90 and disturbing the peace. And I had to tell them I can't do that either because I didn't disturb the peace. And I cannot admit guilt to that because that would justify the 70 police officers doing a complete military assault on my home.
And stealing your property and
stealing
everything
my
else.
property. And I said, no, I can't admit to that either. So then as we went before Judge Hudak, Judge Hudak let me know that the offers by the state prosecutor can remove them at any time if they so choose. The offers, those generous, quote, generous offers that they made to me. And I said, well, Your Honor, and he then said, let me finish. I guess you're going to plead not guilty. And I said, yes, Your Honor, I'm pleading not guilty. Well, you know that means that there's going to be a jury trial.
Trial.
And I trial by jury. And I said, yes, Your Honor, and I look forward to that. I'm not guilty.
So hold on. So the prosecutor then has to prove that you criminally trespassed on your own property that you've never been paid for.
Correct. So I'm looking forward to that. But here's what's also interesting that happened in court. Right then and there, the judge himself, Judge Hudak, did a big administrative no-no. He took away the offer that was there by the state attorney. He does not have that authority. It's the state attorney that can take away the offer. They're the ones that made the offer. So we have Judge Hudak playing prosecutor. So you can really get a sense of the corruption that goes on in this court. Now also, another way to look at this, like, oh no, this is crazy Andy stuff, right? No. Let's just look at this. They were willing for $90 a first offense disturbing the peace. Instead, they're going to take the state's money and do a full-blown jury trial.
Sorry, I just can't believe it.
A full-blown jury trial. Now, if he was a real judge, he would have said, excuse me, state prosecutor, you're telling me that you want a first-time offender and he has a reason to be on that property. A serious reason to be on that property. So there's a very good argument that he has, and you're willing to let him go for $90, and this is dismissed. He should have said that in a nanosecond. This whole thing is dismissed, but he didn't.
Can I bring up something else?
Sure.
I hope you do. Let me. So I think you originally were going to be foreclosed on in May, correct?
Correct. Oh yeah.
Okay, so now I thought, finding out the other day that there was a showing at your house with a different couple identifying themselves as the third straw buyer showing up saying, we own the house. Now, it's never changed hands.
Yep.
Ever. Not from you to anyone. No. Not to the first guy, Chen, right?
No.
Who is the second guy?
Vichea, Vichea. He supposedly lives in Greenwich. He and his wife supposedly have it. They're the ones, quote, interviewing brokers. What they don't understand is I'm letting every single broker that gets near my house know that they're a complicit participant in this racketeering scheme. Anyone who touches or even hooks up anybody to my property and stuff, they're a complicit participant in the racketeering scheme. Also, just since we were talking about court, I also today left the criminal clerk's office and went to the civil clerk's office to ask for all the financials on my case. Guess what? They don't have any financials. They have no financial records. They have no $1,255,000 that's supposed to have hit. I want the bank records, the auditing, they have nothing. I literally left Stamford Superior Court going, is this a joke? I mean, like, seriously, a joke? I had the clerk honestly look me in the eye and say, we have no record or accounting of any. No, we don't do that.
You know, I find it funny that Gennaro said in a transcript that all the judges would financially ruin you.
Yes, they did.
Now, how does he control
No.
what the other judges are doing? Are they getting together and having a meeting
Well-
about you and saying, this is public enemy number one?
Yeah.
You know, with all these kids in college.
By the way, for any attorneys out there, that's the Hobbs Act. That threat, Judge Gennaro gave us a perfect first-year law school example of a violation of the Hobbs Act. It's literally like he read the Hobbs Act and then said, okay, you're not supposed to do this. I'm going to
I think your case is like a textbook case for every law school in the nation.
Oh, yeah.
So why don't you tell them how to find it? If you go to jud.ct.gov
Right.
and you put in
Let me
15,
FST for Stanford. That's what the acronym for the Stanford Superior Court. FST. CV15 represents the year that all this started.
right?
Okay? My case number is 602-6844, and then the last part is -S. Now, I have other cases and things connected to this, but that's the main one where I put all my stuff up and everything. But everybody should take a look at it. Everybody should also get themselves familiar with the habeas corpus. A lot of power there. I'm not going to go into it, but literally, like, look at it like this. All of us that have witnessed horrible crimes across this country can literally write
Anyone can write one.
a habeas corpus on any case where they see an illegal event or a thing or something right before their eyes in any way. You can put that in, and it has to be heard. So, for an example, let's say all the Jan 6 people and how they've been illegally locked up, whether you're Republican, Democrat. I'm not doing that. I'm talking good versus evil here. It's wrong how long those people have been locked up, period. End of story. The fentanyl guys who are killing people, they're out like this. No, these people are still locked up. You can write a habeas corpus, have it submitted in that court, boom.
You can go to any federal court and
Yep.
drop a habeas corpus on the January 6th people.
Yep, it's common law, goes way, way back. I believe all the way back to the Romans. Anyway, thank you for your time. I'll keep you posted on this stuff.
Yeah, this case needs to be followed. There's other cases too that if we don't start supporting like-minded Christian American patriots,
it's just
there's nothing left.
This is the law. These guys they're just downright criminals. It's time justice gets served. That's all. Thank you.